Coverage you can count on. Way 31 News starts now.
We're on top of breaking news as we come on the air at 11. One man is now in custody after Lauderdale County deputies say he attacked his family with a machete and barricaded himself in a building. It happened on Lauderdale County Road 57. That's near West Rash Road. Deputies say 3 kids, all under the age of 10, and an adult are being treated for their injuries. You're watching Way 31 Midday News. I'm Marie Waxel.
And I'm Pat Simon. Way 31's Luke Hydash is in Florence right now at the scene of this breaking news. Luke, earlier you were just about to interview the sheriff when that suspect was caught. What can you tell us about what happened?
Hey, Pat. Hey, Marie. Yeah, about maybe 20 minutes ago or so, I was interviewing Rick Singleton. He's the sheriff here in Lauderdale County. As that happened, another vehicle had come flying down the street towards us, and that was another deputy. He was telling the sheriff that the suspect had escaped from the shed that he was barricaded himself in. They used tear gas to, the way the sheriff described it, flush him out. So that tear gas was the tactic that SWAT used, as well as Lauderdale County deputies. They used tear gas to get him out of that shed. The sheriff told me he ran about 25 yards behind the shed, and that's when deputies and SWAT were able to tackle him. He's a little bruised up, but nobody else was injured, no deputies, other than the 3 children this morning who have all been transported to the hospital, as well as the suspect's brother.
Luke, we know that they've identified this man as Kyle Seeley. Any idea what was behind the attack? What may have triggered this attack early this morning?
The sheriff says he has no idea right now. They're working to figure that all out as we speak. But as I'm looking now, I'm sitting by my car right over by County Road 57, and as more and more deputies and law enforcement are leaving the scene now. So things are clearing up here, and the investigation into why this crime happens next.
All right, Way 31's Luke Hydash reporting in Florence for us, where a suspect, as you just heard, a suspect in a machete attack, now in custody. We're staying on top of the story for you. We'll bring you any new details on the victim's conditions as we learn them.
We're on top of more breaking news for you this morning. You're taking a live look right now at San Jose, California. The Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office reports multiple people are dead and several others injured after a shooting at the Santa Clara Valley Transportation Authority facility. It's unclear exactly how many people are dead. We do know the shooting suspect is among the dead. This is a developing situation again out of California, out of San Jose, California this morning. We will bring you the latest details as soon as they're released from the West Coast there.
All right, back here in North Alabama, happening now. We're entering day 3 of a search for an escaped inmate out of Sheffield. Sheffield police say Brett Cockrell escaped from the jail Monday afternoon. He was last seen wearing a black hoodie, a white t-shirt, and black and red shorts. This appears to be a new photo of him from the one that we've been showing you the last couple of days. If you see this man, contact the police department. Now, you can get a second chance if you have an outstanding warrant in the Shoals. The Florence Municipal Court is hosting a warrant amnesty day. It's in 2 parts, now until noon, and it will start up again from 1 to 3:30 today. If you do have a warrant and you go to court during those times, you will not get arrested and you will receive a new court date.
Weather-wise, it's another warm day across the region, but the one difference today compared to really the last week or two, we are tracking rain in parts of North Alabama. There's a look at the Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network here at midday. 99% of North Alabama is dry for the time being, but I want to zoom in right along the Alabama-Mississippi state line in far northern Colbert County and far western Lauderdale County, right there near Waterloo. As you get closer to Cherokee, that's where we're tracking one lone shower right along US 72, making its way now into the state of Alabama and northwest Alabama right now. We do expect that coverage of showers and even a few thunderstorms to expand as we go through the rest this afternoon. We're not concerned about severe weather, but some heavy rain can be ruled out with some of those storms that do develop later on today. There's a look at a cloudy picture in Muscle Shoals from our Way 31 Air Care System Skycam network. Temperatures just a touch cooler today compared to where we were 24 hours ago. 82 in northwest Alabama right now. 81 in Moulton, 83 in Decatur. Seeing a little bit more sunshine east of I-65. That's why It's 84 here in Huntsville and still in the low 80s across Sand Mountain right now. Heading out to lunch in the next couple of hours, not too bad. Most spots are going to remain dry for a couple more hours, but notice once we get towards, say, 2 o'clock this afternoon, that's where we start to have that 30% chance for more increased coverage in those showers and storms. Heading towards Friday, though, we're tracking the chance for a few stronger, perhaps severe storms. We'll talk about what that might mean for your holiday weekend coming up in a few minutes.
New details this morning. Portland police declared a riot overnight during a downtown demonstration held on the 1-year date since George Floyd's death. Again, that happened overnight. You can see video from that scene. Police there responded and made several arrests after they say 200 people gathered last night outside a local justice center. Well, back here in North Alabama, people in Huntsville are demanding action after a march to honor George Floyd's life. Speakers from across different social justice organizations in Huntsville spoke about the impact Floyd's death had on them and the changes they want to see.
We gather in the name of justice. We gather in the name of equality.
I refuse to stand by and allow police officers, public officials, or government agencies to abuse their power and take us back to the 1950s.
Floyd died at the hands of Minneapolis police a year ago. The former officer convicted in Floyd's murder, Derek Chauvin, the man on your screen right now, will be sentenced next month. All 4 former officers involved in his death are now facing additional charges. The grand jury alleges the officers violated Floyd's constitutional rights. Another state trial will begin in 2022, where the 3 officers that were at the scene will face aiding and abetting murder charges. Here they are on your screen. This morning, switching gears now, talking about the coronavirus, 50% of American adults are now fully vaccinated against COVID. That's according to the CDC.
But Alabama is nowhere near that number. According to the Department of Health, less than 30% of Alabamians are fully vaccinated against the virus. Dr. Karen Landers with ADPH told us the vaccines are ready and they're available all across the state. Now, there is not a single county in the state that has fully vaccinated 50% of its population. She says counties in the state are reporting they've fully vaccinated 30 to 40% of the people. Dr. Lander says it's also a concern because if we don't start using the vaccines we have, the state could lose them.
We still have a percent of the population that has not started any vaccine at all. It's readily available. It's really in every corner of Alabama.
If you still need a vaccine and need to know where they're available, well, you can go to our website, waytv.com, find a location in your area. More than 10,000 breakthrough COVID cases have been reported nationwide. That's when someone gets the virus despite being fully vaccinated. And that's out of 107 million people. Now, keep in mind, the CDC system for tracking cases relies on voluntary reporting.
Another state has now banned COVID passports. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp signed an executive order. It prohibits state agencies, state service providers, and state properties from requiring proof of vaccination. Governor Kemp said, quote, "Vaccination is a personal decision between each citizen and a medical professional, not state government," end quote. Georgia's new measure comes after Alabama banned COVID passports this week. They are just 2 of the now 14 states that have official bans on vaccine passports. On your screen right now are a look at all of the states with these bans. Some health officials, though, say vaccine passports could be the ticket back to normalcy. New details, the World Health Organization is reporting COVID cases are down 14% worldwide and it says deaths are down 2%. The European region's reporting the biggest decline. Despite the global drop, the organization notes that cases and deaths still remain high in some countries.
New details now. U.S. lawmakers approved 2 new amendments to a bill that targets China for its role in the COVID pandemic. One amendment prohibits federal funding from the Wuhan Institute of Virology. The other bars federal agencies from giving money to certain research conducted in China. That vote came after new information revealed several researchers at the Wuhan lab reportedly got sick in November 2019. They were hospitalized. That information is fueling speculation about COVID's origin. Health experts say right now there's no clear answer on where the virus originated.
Whether it was a natural transmission from an animal or it was a lab leak. The WHO did conduct an investigation into the origin of this virus and released a report at the end of March. However, the report did not contain enough data to conclude one way or the other.
Health officials and experts are calling for further investigation into the origin to prevent future pandemics from happening.
Republicans restarting talks.
The counteroffer they're making when it comes to the president's sweeping infrastructure bill.
And we're tracking a couple of showers, mainly in northwest Alabama right now on the Wave 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network. We're timing out thunderstorm chances not only this afternoon, but also for Friday when Wave 31 Midday News returns.
Coverage you can count on. You're watching Wave 31 Midday News with Marie Waxel, Pat Simon, meteorologist Carson Meredith, and the Wave 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network.
We have an update to that breaking news we first alerted you to at the top of the hour. We are now getting our first look at the man authorities say attacked his family with a machete and then barricaded himself in a building behind a home. Take a look at your screen right now. Lauderdale County deputies arrested this man, Kyle Seeley, within the past hour. This is him being taken into custody there in the middle of your screen. Right now, we know 3 kids, all under the age of 10, and an adult male identified as Seeley's brother are all being treated for their injuries following that attack. Of course, we will stay on top of this story and pass along any new details as soon as we learn more, both on air and online.
Former U.S. Senator John Warner of Virginia, one of the Senate's most influential military experts, has died at the age of 94. And one of his aides says that he died of heart failure in his Virginia home. Warner was elected to the Senate back in 1978. He served 5 terms. He was a former Secretary of the Navy. Warner was also married to actress Elizabeth Taylor from 1976 to 1982.
Happening now, senators are working to find a path forward for legislation that would create a commission on the January 6th Capitol riot. Talks are underway for potential changes to the commission. It's to try and overcome growing Republican opposition. If lawmakers cannot agree, Republicans are expected to block the bill whenever it's brought up for a vote in the Senate, and that could come as early as this week. We do know a North Alabama man charged in connection to the riot will stay behind bars. A judge said Lottie Kaufman is a threat to the community. Kaufman was found with weapons and Molotov cocktails in his pickup truck in our nation's capital at the time of his arrest following that attack.
Happening now, Senate Republicans are bringing back negotiations of the president's investment plan. They are preparing a $1 trillion counteroffer. It would be funded with COVID relief money. The White House expects negotiations to move forward as lawmakers and the president inch closer to the Memorial Day deadline. Speaking of Memorial Day, AlDOT will not close any lanes on Alabama interstates from Friday through Monday. If you do plan to travel to Mississippi, Tennessee, or Louisiana, expect to see more state troopers on Interstate 55. The three states will kick off a line-to-line traffic safety initiative. They want to help you stay safe on the road during the holiday weekend. They will also be setting up checkpoints all along the 55 for impaired driving and enforcement of seatbelt laws. Another thing to look out for this Memorial Day weekend, gas prices. They're at their highest since 2014. How much will it cost you? Well, the national average is just over $3 a gallon. Gas Buddy reports the average price right now in Huntsville is about $2.81, so it will save you a little bit of money to fuel up in North Alabama before you head out to your destination. Stopping the skid.
What you can expect if you're heading out to Toyota Field tonight. Welcome back. Time now 11:19. You're taking a live look over Toyota Field through our Way 31 Air Care Systems Sky Camera Network. The Trash Panda is looking to end a 5-game losing skid. Rocket City takes on Birmingham in the second game of a 6-game series tonight.
What do you think they'll do?
I think they're going to rally.
I agree.
Yeah.
Trash Pandas hoping for a bit more magic tonight than last night. Of course, they lost 5-1 last evening, but they're back in action. 6:35 first pitch tonight. A reminder, it's dog days at the park tonight. You can bring your pup out, and then you can enjoy the game with your 4-legged friend with you.
If you or maybe your 4-legged friend are too tired for the field tonight, don't worry about that. We have you covered. You can watch every Trash Pandas home game right here on Way 31. We are the official home of the Trash Pandas, and you can find the game on the air on channel 31.6 or on some select cable providers. We are very proud to bring you these home games.
And now you can stay up to date with information of all things Trash Pandas right from your phone. We publish a twice-weekly newsletter about the team. You can sign up to have it delivered directly to your email inbox. Just go to the Rocket City Trash Pandas tab on our website. It's waytv.com. The only thing we need right now is some decent weather for the game tonight.
Right. We need some rain too, but we definitely don't want to wash out or storms, Carson.
Yeah, that's exactly right, guys. And I think we'll have some rain later on this afternoon and this evening. But the good news is we should be able to get that game in tonight. Here's your Trash Pandas game cast, as you just saw, 6:35 on Way 31.6 later on this evening. We may have a delayed start tonight because we'll have that 30% chance for a couple of scattered showers and storms during the early evening hours. But really, once we get past sunset, those rain chances should start to taper off. This is kind of a classic summer day setup across the region today. Look at those temperatures, though. Still going to be warm tonight at Toyota Field. 82 at 6 o'clock, 78 by 8 this evening, and still in the mid-70s as you're heading home from the ballpark around 10 o'clock tonight. Now, as you look at the Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network, by and large, everything is still pretty quiet. East of I-65, still seeing a good bit of sunshine, but just off to our west, mainly in northwest Alabama, actually, tracking that one small shower in northwestern Lauderdale County and far northern Colbert County, really right there along Cherokee and along US 72. But that's all we're seeing for the time being. But we do expect that coverage to increase. We start to warm things up, and we have plenty of sunshine for that fuel for those storms to develop later on today. There's a look at the Way 31 Air Care System Skycam Network. Again, by and large, most spots are quiet for the time being. Mostly sunny here in Huntsville, where it's 84 right now. A touch cooler in the Shoals with more cloud covered near that shower in parts of Lauderdale and Colbert County at 82, 83 in Guntersville, and also 83 in Decatur right now. So let's go through future radar with those temperatures. It's going to be another warm day. We're topping out near 90 once again this afternoon, despite that cloud cover that's moving in. And there you see by around 2 o'clock this afternoon, that coverage of those showers and storms starts to expand. Now, I will say we're not too concerned about severe weather today, but some heavier downpours and frequent lightning will be possible with any storms that do develop. Those showers and storms continue through 5 o'clock this evening. There's 8 o'clock, like I mentioned a moment ago. Once we get past sunset, we lose that sunlight, we lose that fuel for storms to stay together past sunset. So we should start to dry things out after sunset. Can't rule out 1 or 2 sprinkles overnight tonight, but we should still be dry. Another mild start to your Thursday once again in the mid-60s. And then tomorrow's going to be another classic garden variety summer day where we have a couple of pop-up showers and maybe 1 or 2 storms as we go through the afternoon tomorrow. Now let's look ahead to Friday. We have a cold front moving through Friday afternoon and Friday evening. And with that cold front, we can't rule out an isolated strong to severe storm or 2 across all of North Alabama. Everybody's in that isolated risk, and as a reminder, that's a level 1 risk on a scale from 1 to 5. So all in all, the risk is fairly low, but it is still there Friday afternoon and Friday evening. So keep that in mind if you're heading out of town for the holiday weekend. Here comes that cold front. This is 1 o'clock Friday afternoon, making its way through the region, heading into Friday evening as well. But the good news is this cold front's out of here Friday night, and all in all, the holiday weekend is looking very, very nice across North Alabama. There's your 7-day, 90 today, 90 tomorrow. And then as that cold front moves through, we cool things down really nicely. In fact, look at that high on Saturday. Yeah, 80 degrees. Some spots may actually stay in the 70s on Saturday. Looking ahead to your Memorial Day Monday, again, absolutely gorgeous. Lots and lots of sunshine. Temperatures slowly creeping back into the upper 80s and eventually back to near 90 once we get towards next Tuesday.
A North Alabama school district is thanking its employees.
What it's doing to show its appreciation during one of the most difficult school years to date. New details this morning. One North Alabama school system's thanking its staff for their hard work this year. Full and part-time employees at Morgan County schools will get a $1,000 bonus. It's for employees who worked both semesters. Not to be left out, those employees who worked for just one semester will get a $500 bonus. The payments will come out of the district's general fund and will cost a little less than $1 million. Happening today, Huntsville Mayor Tommy Battles set to join the historic Huntsville Foundation for an awards ceremony. In fact, it gets underway in about an hour and a half at 1 o'clock this afternoon at William Hooper Council Park. The executive director of the HHF said the event is a way to honor those who go above and beyond to help ensure the Huntsville area's storied past is not forgotten.
The White House is teaming up with Snapchat to try to convince young people to get COVID vaccines. The social media platform launched a feature that mimics a phone call with President Biden. In that simulated call, he says getting vaccinated can help them protect themselves and their families. The new Snapchat Lens also features calls with Dr. Anthony Fauci and others. More than 180,000 people signed a petition asking Facebook to stop developing a version of Instagram geared towards kids. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg confirmed the company is working on that. Petition organizers say even adult social media users struggle with things like body image and fear of missing out, and preteens shouldn't enter that world.
A Lauderdale County suspect in a machete attack on his family now in custody.
We have an update on that breaking news story in a live report next.
I'll let you know when. Well, here, we'll probably. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Coverage you can count on. You're watching Wave 31 Midday News with Marie Waxel, Pat Simon, meteorologist Carson Meredith, and the Wave 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network.
You're taking a live look now over Muscle Shoals, courtesy of our Way 31 Air Care System Sky Camera Network. The heat here to stay, but we do have a chance for some storms later on this afternoon. Thanks for staying with us for Way 31 Midday News. I'm Marie Waxel.
Hi, Pat Simon. Let's bring in meteorologist Carson Meredith. The question now for those storms, as Marie was just talking about, is when?
Really starting right about now, guys. We're tracking one very light shower in northwest Alabama, but we're starting to see some development further off to our west across Mississippi. Let's show you what's happening here in North Alabama, though, on the Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network. Again, a large portion of our area is pretty quiet for the time being. Just some of those puffy fair weather clouds. That's all most of us are seeing. But as you head out towards Lauderdale County, far northwest Lauderdale County, and even into northern Colbert County, too, really right there along the county line, that's where we're still tracking this one moderate shower right now. But that's all we're seeing for the time being. But I want to zoom things out, show you what's happening across Mississippi right now. You have to look very, very closely. We're starting to see these very tiny downpours developing across northeastern Mississippi. And it's in this area that we expect to see additional development throughout the rest of this afternoon. And this activity will eventually make its way off to the north and east and bring us our chance for showers and storms later on this afternoon. We're not concerned about severe weather today, but some heavy downpours can't be completely ruled out. Here's your weather on the go with the Way 31 Storm Tracker weather app. Again, temperatures topping out near 90 later on this afternoon, despite those showers and thunderstorm chances. But once we get past sunset, we'll start to quiet things down just a little bit. Look at those temperatures, though, still mild as we go through the rest of this evening, still in the mid-70s by 10 o'clock tonight, and still in the low 70s by midnight tonight. So here's what we're watching for you on your Wednesday. Spotty storms this afternoon, not concerned about severe weather, but once we get towards Friday, we have a cold front moving through that could bring us a few stronger storms in North Alabama. But the good news is the holiday weekend is looking absolutely fantastic. We'll take a look at your holiday weekend forecast in a few minutes.
We want to get back to breaking news out of Florence this morning, where less than an hour ago, a man was taken into custody after Lauderdale County deputies say he attacked his family members with a machete.
Let's get the very latest right now. Way 31's Luke Hydash is in Florence. Luke, what can you tell us?
Right now, we're getting our first look at the house where all of this happened at a little after 7 o'clock this morning. Investigators let us get up close right now. They're photographing and they're marking evidence at this home. You can see evidence markers by a gas can and some rags or some type of clothing, as well as shoes and other things in the backyard. Also give you a look right now back at that shed in the back side of the property. That's where the sheriff tells me that Kyle Seeley had barricaded himself this morning at about 7:30. There's a field on the other side of that shed. After the sheriffs and SWAT team used tear gas to get him out of that shed, I should say, he escaped out the back and started to run across the pasture, and that is when the sheriff's deputies were able to detain him. They were able to bring him into custody. He was a little bloodied up, but other than that, the sheriff says nobody was injured during that apprehension. The Lauderdale County Sheriff Rick Singleton, he says that the combination of tear gas and the heat in that shed is what caused Kyle Seeley to run. They say they flushed him out was the wording that they used. As far as victims go, 3 children, the children of Kyle Seeley, they've all been transported to area hospitals, and the other victim was a brother. As far as the weapon in this case, in this investigation, it's a machete, and the sheriff's office says that they do have it. They got it this morning, and they have taken both Seeley and that weapon into custody. Right, live right now in the Shoals, Luke Hydash, Way 31 News.
All right, Luke, and we'll stay on top of that story both on air and online. Happening now, we are entering the 3rd day of a search for an escaped inmate out of Sheffield. We'll show you his brand new picture again that we just received. Sheffield police saying this man, Brett Cockrell, escaped from the jail Monday afternoon. He was last seen wearing a black hoodie, a white t-shirt, and black and red shorts. And if you see this man, you see right there on your screen, contact police. You can get a second chance if you have an outstanding warrant in the Shoals. The Florence Municipal Court is hosting a warrant amnesty day. It's in 2 parts. It goes on from now until noon, another 24 minutes, and then it's going to start up again this afternoon from 1 to 3:30 today. So if you have a warrant and you go to court during those times, you will not get arrested and you will receive a new court date.
Happening now, if you need a COVID vaccine, Highlands Medical Center has you covered. The center is giving out first and second doses of the Moderna vaccine today. Here are those numbers, the times that is. Second doses will be distributed right now until noon, so you have about 20 minutes, a little more than 20 minutes left. First doses of the vaccine will be distributed from 1 until 3 this afternoon. You should bring a valid ID, insurance card, and your vaccine card with you if you're getting your second dose. The Alabama Department of Public Health still recommends COVID vaccines for young people as the CDC monitors a heart-related side effect in teens. ADPH confirms no cases of myocarditis have been reported among Alabama teens who've received the vaccine. That, of course, is a condition is an inflammation of the heart. Now, here's a better idea of coronavirus's impact on kids here in Alabama. Since the pandemic started, people 17 and younger accounted for less than 12% of the state's total cases. The same group also accounted for less than 1% of the state's death toll.
The U.S. has now reached a major vaccine milestone. The White House reports 50% of adults are fully vaccinated against the virus. That's more than 130 million Americans. Now, President Biden wants 160 million adults to be fully vaccinated by early July. Here's a look at the vaccination efforts in Alabama. According to the Alabama Department of Public Health, nearly 3 million doses have been administered so far. More than 1.6 million people have received at least one dose, and more than 1.3 million people are fully vaccinated.
Right now, the CDC is trying to gather more information on COVID breakthrough cases. That's when someone gets the virus despite being fully vaccinated. More than 10,000 breakthrough COVID cases have been reported nationwide. That's out of 107 million people. Keep in mind, the CDC's system for tracking cases relies on voluntary reporting. UAB has a new way to support COVID long haulers. The university is holding a Lunch and Learn webinar series on post-COVID symptoms. Organizers say participants will learn how to better understand and manage symptoms. The 9-week Zoom series begins June 2nd and continues on Wednesdays through August 4th.
The Morgan County school system is thanking its employees for hard work during the pandemic, giving them bonuses. Both full and part-time employees who worked both semesters will get a $1,000 bonus. Those who worked one semester will get something as well. They'll get $500. The total cost of the bonuses amounts to a little bit less than $1 million. The payments will come out of the district's general fund. We now know school districts will have different masking requirements for summer school students and staff. Madison County and Madison City schools are making face coverings optional. Those attending summer classes at Huntsville City schools will be required to wear their masks. We do know decisions about masking policies in the fall will be made right before the school year begins in August.
A story of survival.
One woman who nearly drowned has a message for you about safety coming up.
Go ahead, set up. You guys got a couple minutes. You're fine. Everyone good? Good morning, everyone. My name is Deputy Russell Davis, R-U-S-S-E-L-L, last name Davis, D-A-V-I-S, Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer. Before we want to start today, I want to put out our condolences to the victims and family members from this incident. This is a tragic and ongoing investigation that we're dealing with right now. So we ask for the privacy for the family members until we can get everything sorted and figured out from here. Okay? This morning at 6:34 a.m., Santa Clara County Communications Center received multiple 911 calls of a shots fired call located in the area of 101 West Younger Avenue in the city of San Jose, which is a Valley Transportation Authority hub for VTA. Upon receiving multiple phone calls of shots fired, deputies showed up to the scene and learned that there were multiple victims that were shot at the scene, and there were multiple injuries and multiple casualties from this incident. I can't confirm with you at this point on how many injuries there are or how many casualties. This is still a fluid and ongoing investigation, and we're still trying to collaborate everything, what exactly happened with this incident. I will tell you right now, the suspect involved with this incident is deceased. I'm not going to go into details as to what was the cause of death at that point, but he is deceased, and the biggest thing we want to ensure is public safety for our community out there. And right now, public safety is assured at this point. We do have investigators on scene, pretty much doing our investigation to see exactly what happened and transpired. We had multiple law enforcement agencies that responded to the incident, including multiple fire personnel from different agencies that responded to the scene and assisted as well. We did initiate our active shooter protocol through the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office.
We have breaking news. There is a news conference just got underway in San Jose to update us on that deadly shooting that happened there this morning.
Russell Davis with the Santa Clara Sheriff's Office is delivering those remarks right now. Let's listen in.
The Unification Center is here next door at 70 West Heading. It's going to be over at our Isaac Newton Center, which is downstairs. So if anyone that is looking for a family member or trying to get in contact, it's going to be over here at 70 West Heading.
Russell, do you know the relationship between the shooter and the VTA and what type of weapon he may have used?
So I'm not going to go into details. It's still preliminary at this point as to the shooter, their information at this point. Any type of information in regards with anyone that is deceased is going to go through the Santa Clara County Coroner's Office, okay, because they have to do their investigation and find out, do the next of kin and contacting from that case. In regards with the weapon involved, I don't have that information at this point.
Did any deputies or police officers open fire on the suspect?
I don't have that information right now if deputies or police officers opened fire from the scene.
Male or female shooter? Was it indoors or outdoors?
So I don't know if it was indoors or outdoors. I will tell you it was a male subject, and that's all I have the information at this point.
Was there a connection between the male suspect and VTA and all?
I don't have that information at this point. This is all preliminary. I will tell you I would say in about an hour from now, 10:30, we will have an update with that information. Right now, I'm going to route it over to Mayor Sam Liccardo, San Jose mayor, and he'll speak on behalf, and then we'll go.
Before you go, do you have a phone number that family members can call should they not be in the area for this reunion?
Phone number information? Yes, good question. Phone number is going to be 408-299-2311. I'll speak it again, 408-299-2311. That is our Santa Clara County Communications Center, and they'll route that over in that aspect. Okay.
Hey Russell,
yes.
At any point did a rescue operation commence at all?
I'm sorry, say that again?
At any point was there a rescue operation of sorts where authorities had to go in and get people out of the building?
Yes, there was a rescue operation. So pretty much we formed multiple tactical teams that came into the building to extricate victims out, as well as county fire fire departments came in, multiple agencies came in and initiated what we call as a rescue task force. That is part of our active shooter protocol, where they come in and they assist and come into pretty much what we call as a warm zone to assist and extricate victims out. So the biggest thing is public safety. We want to get them over and get medical aid as fast as we can.
You took them out of where? The teams went into where?
1 second. I'm sorry.
The teams went into, you said they went in and extricated. Where did they go into?
So,
how big of a space is it, etc.?
So the information with the building, 101 West Younger, I don't have that information at this point. It is a building. There is an indoor and outdoor area as well, so I don't have that information. Someone asked about indoor and outdoor, so I don't have that information at this point. One more question, I need to route it over.
Was there a gun battle between arriving officers and the shooter?
I don't have that information right now. It's still preliminary in that case.
And do we know how many number of people were shot or
So I don't have that hard number at this point. I will give you an update once we have that information. Again, this is still preliminary. We ask for the privacy for the families and the victims of this case. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to route it over to Mr. Glenn Hendricks. He is the VTA president. Okay, so.
My name is Glenn Hendricks. I'm the chairperson of the VTA Board of Directors, GLENNHENDRICKS. So a horrible tragedy has happened today. And our thoughts and love goes out to the VTA family, the organization, and what they've had to go through. I could not be more proud of the VTA organization. As I drove here, I saw VTA buses out on the road. As I said, this is just a horrible tragedy that has occurred. One piece of information, the event did happen on the VTA light rail yard, but it did not happen in the operations control center. It did happen on the yard. I want to go ahead and let people know that as of
All right, you have been watching some of that news conference. Try to give us an update of what happened early this morning on the West Coast out there in San Diego. A shooting, a deadly shooting that took place at a government building out there in Santa Clara.
We will continue to follow this and have the very latest from San Jose for you this morning online at waytv.com and of course on air during our next newscast this evening at 4 o'clock.
And we'll continue to the news right now with something happening now. The Biden administration is enhancing pipeline security after the Colonial Pipeline hack. Pipeline companies will soon be required to report cyber attacks to the Department of Homeland Security. Right now, companies report incidents on a voluntary basis. It is not clear when that new policy will take effect. Gas prices are still high after the cyber attack on the Colonial Pipeline. The national average for the price of gasoline, just over $3 a gallon. Now, the U.S. hasn't seen these prices this high since 2014. The global price of oil is also up significantly from last year. With Memorial Day weekend just ahead of us, AAA expects 37 million Americans to be out on the roads. Not only will some of you hit the roads and take to the skies this weekend, but the water as well. Just remember to keep safety in mind.
This morning, we're hearing from one woman who almost drowned at Little River Canyon last Memorial Day. Kenzie Winsel and her friends were in the river last year when she said she slipped and fell. She told us she ended up under the waterfall before finding a rock to hang on to. It took first responders about 2 hours to get to her. Wetzel says she still suffers from PTSD from the incident, but hopes her story will encourage others to be extremely careful.
Real, that river is not safe. I don't care how low, I don't care how slow it's going. I don't care if you're ankle deep, that river will take you.
This weekend, park rangers in the area told us they will have all hands on deck, including staff and first responders, to avoid similar situations. We'll be right back.
Coverage you can count on. You're watching Way 31 Midday News with Marie Waxel, Pat Simon, meteorologist Carson Meredith, and the Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network.
Welcome back. We're still tracking a couple of light showers across North Alabama here at midday. But once we get towards this afternoon, that's when we start to see the potential for a few storms back on the increase. And some of those storms are developing across Mississippi right now. But as you look at the Wave 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network, it's all quiet for the most part here in North Alabama for the time being. Just that one lone shower in far, far northwestern Lauderdale County out near Waterloo. This should stay west of Florence, that is, and it'll make its way across Tennessee in the next few minutes. But what we're going to be watching for the rest of this afternoon is what's starting to bubble up across eastern Mississippi. You have to look very closely, see some of those heavier downpours as you go from really the Tennessee-Mississippi state line all the way down past Columbus, Mississippi. And it's with this activity that we expect to see at least a couple of thunderstorms this afternoon. But in general, we're not concerned about severe weather, but some heavy downpours can't be completely ruled out later on today. Here's future radar. You see that activity really starting to ramp up west of I-65 around 2 o'clock this afternoon, continuing this evening, but we'll start to lose that energy from the sunlight once the sun does go down tonight. So by 8 o'clock this evening, maybe a couple of showers here and there, but that's all. And we're going to do it all over again tomorrow. This is a classic garden variety summer type pattern across North Alabama with some of those scattered showers and storms once again tomorrow afternoon, especially across northeastern Alabama. Then by Friday, we have a cold front making its way closer to the region. And that's going to give us our next chance for widespread showers and storms. And some of those storms Friday afternoon and Friday evening could be a bit on the strong side. We're under a level 1 risk to see a couple of severe storms Friday afternoon and Friday night. Not concerned about widespread severe weather, but some damaging winds can't be ruled out here and there. The good news is this cold front is out of here by Friday night, and all in all, the holiday weekend is looking absolutely spectacular. Not a chance of rain to be found, and those temperatures are much cooler too. Well, at least cooler compared to where we've been the last few days. Here's your holiday weekend forecast. Only 80 degrees for your high on Saturday, and some locations may wind up only in the 70s on Saturday. And then we slowly warm up, 83 on Sunday and 87 for your Memorial Day holiday on Monday. Again, that cold front moves through Friday night, and the holiday weekend is looking absolutely gorgeous. There's your 7-day forecast. Again, we'll be watching those storms throughout the rest of this afternoon. Not too concerned about severe weather, though. A few stronger storms possible Friday afternoon and Friday evening, and then another dry stretch for the holiday weekend and into early next week as well. We'll be right back.
And we leave you with a live look from the Shoals this morning from our Way 31 Air Care System Sky Camera Network. The very latest on that breaking news from Lauderdale County coming your way on air and online.
Till then, we will see you at 4.